Good morning, students. Today we will read chapter 8 of class 9 maths. Topic is quadrilateral. We have already studied many properties of triangle in previous chapters. And you know that on joining three non-collinear points in pairs, the figure so obtained is triangle. If we mark three points which are collinear, then we will get a straight line. But when we mark 3 points which are non-collinear, then we will get a triangle. So by joining collinear points, we are getting a straight line. But when we join 3 non-collinear points, then we will get a triangle. In such a way, when we join 4 different points, what do you obtain? Let's see. Here in the first case, all the points are collinear. It is done 4 points on this plane, and all these 4 points A, B, C, D, all are collinear. What will happen, or what do we get if we join them? Here we are getting a straight line. When we join 4 collinear points, then we will get straight line. Similarly, let's any one of them is not collinear and other 3 are collinear. Then what do we get? Here A, B, C. These are collinear, but D is non-collinear. A, B, C are collinear and D is non-collinear. If we join them, we will get a triangle. When any 3 points are collinear, then we will get triangle. But here, what is only 2 points are collinear. There exist not any 3 points are collinear. If we join them, we will get four-sided figure. When we join 4 non-collinear points in order, in a definite order, then we'll get 4-sided closed figure. That is called quadrilateral. This one is called quadrilateral. So the properties of quadrilateral, here all the quadrilaterals are closed if the figure having 4 sides and it is closed, that is called quadrilateral. So what is the angle sum property of quadrilateral? how to know? If we join any two vertices A, B, C, D, all are said to be vertex of the quadrilateral. Similarly, in triangle 3 vertices are there, in quadrilateral 4 vertices are there, in pentagon 5 vertices are there. If we join any two vertices which are not adjacent, then we get a diagonal like vertex A and vertex C. These are non-adjacent vertices. If we join them, then we will get a diagonal of the quadrilateral. If a diagonal is drawn in quadrilateral, then the quadrilateral divides into two triangles, and the angle sum property of triangle that we know 180 degree. If two triangles are there, then this one is 180 degree and this one also 180 degree. These three angles added up to 180. These three angles added up to 180. So total angles will be 180 plus 180, that is 360 degree. So angle sum property of quadrilateral is 360 degree. It is irrespective of the types of quadrilateral, we always get 360 degree when we add the interior angles of a quadrilateral. Next we will study about types of quadrilateral. It is drawn 6 different figures. The first figure, here the properties, only AD and BC are parallel. The quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel here. This type of quadrilateral is called trapezium. So in case of trapezium, we will observe only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Even if there exist two pairs of opposite sides, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then it is called trapezium. Other two sides must not be parallel in case of trapezium. If both pair of opposite sides are parallel, then it becomes a parallelogram. Here in this case, these two are parallel and these two also parallel. This type of figure is called parallelogram. In case of trapezium, both the non-parallel sides are they may be equal, may not be equal. Here AD and CD may be equal, may not be equal. If both the non-parallel sides become equal in length, then the trapezium is said to be isosceles trapezium. In case of parallelogram, both pair of opposite sides are parallel and also both are equal in length. These two are equal and these two also equal. Both the opposite angles also equal. These two opposite angles equal and these two opposite angles equal. But what will happen if all sides also equal? Both pair of opposite sides equal and all the sides also equal in length, then it becomes square. Here these two are parallel, these two also parallel, and all are equal in length, then it is said to be rhombus. Same properties happen in square. Here, in case of this figure, having opposite sides are parallel and all sides are equal in length, it happens in rhombus and also in square. Only difference is the interior angle of square is 90 degree, but here the interior angles are not 90 degree. Here these angles are not 90 degree, but the opposite angles are equal and these two opposite angles also equal. In case of parallelogram, if one of which out of these four angles, if one of them becomes 90 degree, then it becomes a rectangle. This one is said to be rectangle. If this one is 90 degree, this one also 90 degree, and these two angles also equal, both becomes 90. These two are parallel and these two also parallel. It is called rectangle. These opposite sides are equal and these opposite sides also equal in length. Next, if we observe the adjacent sides become equal in length, then it becomes a kite. Here, each of adjacent sides are equal in length, and each adjacent sides are equal in length, then it is called kite. These are the special types of quadrilateral having some properties. Next, we'll read about the properties of parallelogram. Properties of parallelogram. You cut a parallelogram from a sheet of paper and cut it along its one of its diagonal. What do you observe there? we'll get two triangles. If we place one triangle over another, then we'll observe both the triangles become congruent. Both the triangles coincide with each other. So we say both the triangles are congruent. So we'll discuss about some theorems here. First theorem. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. We have to show it. How to show? First, we'll take a given. What is given here? On this statement, it is given a parallelogram at the diagonal of that parallelogram. Let's draw a parallelogram. Let A, B, C, D is a parallelogram having both pair of opposite sides are parallel. Since it is a parallelogram, then both pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Next, draw a diagonal of this parallelogram. By joining any two non-adjacent vertices, we will get a diagonal. Here given is any parallelogram ABCD AD is its diagonal. Here ABC is parallelogram and BD is the diagonal. Next, to prove. According to the statements given here, we have to show the triangles formed by drawing diagonal. Both the triangles ABD and CBD are congruent. So we have to show triangle ABD and triangle CBD congruent to each other. Here we have to show triangle ABD and triangle CDB are congruent. That means the diagonal BD divides the quadrilateral, divides this parallelogram into two triangles which are congruent to each other. Next, proof. To make triangle ABD and triangle CDB congruent, we have to take both the triangles and we will observe whether they will follow any rules of congruency or not. If they follow any rule of congruency, then we can make them congruent there. So first we will take both the triangles and we will try to obtain the data which are required to make or which are required to follow the congruency. In triangle ABD and triangle CDB, ADB and CDB, since it is a parallelogram, which two are parallel and which two also parallel. Next, if which two are parallel and it is a transversal, then this angle becomes equal to this angle by alternate angles property. Since AD and BC are parallel and BD is its transversal, then angle ADB and angle CBD both becomes equal because they are alternate angles. Similarly, when we take AB and CD are parallel lines and BD is its transversal, then this angle and this angle become equal by alternate angle property. Here AB and CD both are parallel to each other. Since they are the opposite sides of parallelogram, AB and CD will parallel and BD is considered as their transversal. Then angle ABD and angle CDB, they become equal. Next, this side BD and DB both are, this side BD helps for the construction of triangle ABD and the same side BD helps for the triangle BCD. It is the common side in both the triangles. So we can write BD and DB are equal. It is common side. So it is common. Angle, side, angle. By ASA congruency rule, both the triangles are congruent. By ASA congruency rule, triangle ABD and triangle CDB both are congruent. It is proved. Next, we will discuss one more theorem here. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Here, we have to prove in case of a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. In property, we write that opposite sides are parallel in parallelogram and opposite sides are equal in length also. So here we have to prove the opposite sides are equal. How to prove? First, we have to write the given. What is given here? It is given a parallelogram. Let's construct a parallelogram. Here, a parallelogram ABC. Next, we join any diagonal. We have to draw a diagonal of this parallelogram. Let's join B. Even any parallelogram ABC to prove AD equal with BC. Opposite sides are equal. That means AD and BC both are opposite sides. Similarly, AB and CD also opposite sides. AD equal to BC and AB is equal to CD. We have to show this AD and BC are equal and AB and CD are equal. Construction. Join BD. Here, this BD is constructed to get two triangles from this parallelogram ABCD. So, how to get this AD and BC equal and AB and CD equal? If we make both the triangles ABD and CDB congruent, then we can get easily these two pairs, these two sides equal and these two sides also equal by making both the triangles congruent. Next one is proof. In triangle ABD and triangle CD, triangle ABD and triangle CD, these two sides are parallel and these two sides also parallel. If we take these two sides parallel and BDs, they are transversal, then these two angles will be equal by alternate angles property. Similarly, AB and CD are parallel and BDs, they are transversal, then this angle and this angle are equal by alternate angles property, and this BD and DB are equal, that is common side for both the triangles. So here triangle ABD and triangle CDB become congruent there. ADB and CBD both are equal. Similarly, ABD and CDB. And BD is equal to DB. That is common side. By angle side angle congruency, triangle ABD congruent to triangle ABD congruent to triangle CDB. If both the triangles are congruent, then side AB and side CD becomes equal. This implies AB equal with CD by CBCD, corresponding parts of congruent triangles, and AD is equal to CD. It is proved here. Both the triangles are congruent. Here ABD and CDB are congruent. So AB and CD, that is the corresponding parts of congruent triangles, both becomes equal. And AD becomes equal to CD, that is by CBCD. It is proved. Next class we will treat some more theorem.